Today we have the 2026 Hyundai Ioniq 9. This is Hyundai's first ever 3-row electric SUV. It is all electric. It's a cousin of the Kia EV9, which I showed you last year, if you want to check that out in the description below. But in this video, we're going to take a detailed look at the exterior, the interior, get it out on the road for a test drive, and talk about the range and everything that comes with this electric SUV. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the exterior details of this Hyundai Ioniq 9, this all new model. It's a 2026 model, and let's talk about the looks real quick. Now, a few of the first impressions that people gave me were, check this out. One of the first people that saw it in the back said straight up, that thing's hideous. What do you think? Another person said, is that a minivan or an SUV? Does it look like it? Most people like it from the front, but from back here, there are some mixed reviews. So let me know what you think. Let's jump into it. Now, let's talk about the trims. First of all, the base is the S, then the SE, SEL, always a great value with Hyundai, Limited, and the Calligraphy, a couple different versions. We have the Calligraphy here. So this is the top model, but I will go over the features on a lot of different models so you can know what each trim level has. First thing, all of them are going to give us LED daytime running lights and LED headlights. Take a look at this light bar running across right there. It's super unique. Hyundai's really standing out with their design, with their lighting. And you've got this no grill front grille because it's electric. And you've got parking sensors right there, camera right there, aero shutters on the bottom down there as well. LED turn signal. And this is super unique, almost futuristic looking. Let me know what you think. The paint color on this one is the cyber gray paint. It's a little bit two-tone with the black trim levels here, or the black trim pieces. Wheels are gonna range from 19 on the base to 21-inch wheels here. They're very flat, aerodynamic, meant for an EV, obviously. It's one thing you get with EV models is unique wheels oftentimes. The mirrors are a little bit unique too. So we've got LED turn signals in them and heated as standard. And then they're power folding on the SEL model and up. We've got these aero door handles that pop out when you go to open them. We'll talk about that in a second. Dimensionally, it's 199.2 inches long and ground clearance is just under 7 inches. A little low for typical SUVs, but that helps with the efficiency and aerodynamics, so keep that in mind. Another thing is the aerodynamic roof rails up above. You still get them, but they're pretty slim to help with the efficiency, obviously. And coming to the back, we've got LED turn signal, LED taillights as standard, and you've got this massive connecting bar, light bar again, to match the front going up top. Ioniq 9 written back there. Very flat and sleek. Parking sensors back here as well. What do you think of the overall design? Now when we get to the cargo area of the Ioniq, all of them come standard with the hands-free power tailgate. If you're not familiar with Hyundais, the way it works is if you have the key fob on you and you just stand here for a few seconds, it'll beep 3 times and then it will open. I don't have that turned on right now, but that's on every trim, the hands-free option. Or there's a little button just concealed right there. You get a power tailgate as standard anyways. Let's check out this cargo area. Now space in here for the cargo area isn't too bad. There's actually a good amount of floor space right here between here and the third row. One other thing to keep in mind is these upper trims have the V2L function. So you've got this extra plug that can be used to use the batteries or the car's battery to power your own devices. You've got some tie downs in here, some cargo net hooks as well. On this side, you've got a 12-volt power outlet. You've got LED lights on both sides. There's even a spot for a tonneau cover right there. You can see this side is up, that side is down. It's nice to have folding third row seats or split folding seats. Then there's a little bit of extra storage underneath of here. There's no spare tire in this vehicle. There is a tire inflator kit, tire mobility kit under the hood. Now, one thing that is somewhat unique is the third row is a manual folding third row on the lower trims, but it's a power folding third row on these upper trims, like this Calligraphy model. This is nice and flat. It's very slow to fold down, but then check this out. Second row, so slow. You know, I understand a power folding seat, but when that doesn't work, that's a real pain in the butt. And they're easy to fold down even without the power function, but look how much space we have. It's nice and flat. Very spacious interior overall. Now let's take a look at the key fob. So typical with Hyundai, we've got the buttons on the side right here. You've got remote start on here. The top trim calligraphy, we've got the remote smart park assist. This is the 2.0 version, so it is improved. It's a very slim key fob, although it definitely feels plasticky, as you would expect. Another thing here is that we have the digital key 2.0 premium, which is the phone key from Hyundai that you can use your phone as a key, essentially. But check this out, we've got flush door handles right here. But when you approach the vehicle, the mirror is going to fold, door handles automatically pop out, and you can open it up. To lock it, you can push this little button right there, that indentation. We do not have that function on this door, which is surprising at this price point. But let's take a look at these seats. So obviously with the calligraphy, we've got the top end seats. It's going to vary depending on the trim you get. You'll get cloth, even with power lumbar support on the bottom two trims, synthetic material on the rest of the trims, even this calligraphy model, which really surprises me. I'm guessing they're trying to go for the vegan style, not using leather is my guess, but I would definitely prefer leather in here. This is all synthetic. It is still nice and soft. It feels good. This two-tone in here looks nice as well. You've got the light bottom, dark upper. The light colored seats in a lot of press cars that I've been in have stains on them. These so far do not. I don't know how many miles we got on here, but something to keep in mind. And we've got a ton of adjustments, including bolster adjustment, four-way lumbar support, massaging function, a relaxing mode, all kinds of cool things, which I will show you in a little bit. The steering wheel is leather wrapped on every single trim. It's fairly slim, doesn't really have much for the bulky grips. Just a small opening down below. Leather wrapped on every trim, and then heated is going to be on the SE, L, and up. This is power adjustable on the limited trim and up, so that is a nice little function. Okay, so a couple things. Heated seats are standard on every trim. Lumbar support for the driver is standard, but the passenger actually gets lumbar support on the SE and up, which is great. And on this model, they even have their own leg rest, essentially, just like you'll see in the back seat. I'll show you that in a little bit. So you're pretty bougie in here. Ventilated seats are going to be on the SE, L, and higher, and then memory settings with the automatic movement, the driver easy access is going to be on the limited and calligraphy models. Let's go ahead and start it up. Push button start right there. And there's one more thing I want to show you on the seats. One of the buttons that we have here, I can push it on the seat right over here. Push this button, our trim. Check it out. We've got our own massage function on here. So you can do just the pelvis, lumbar, whole body, turn it off. You can go to the settings to dive deeper. But it's kind of like a gentle rolling massage on there, which is definitely welcome and not always something that you see in a mainstream vehicle like this. Now, rest of the interior here. So we've got this micro suede headliner in here. This is not on every trim. This microfiber suede is just on the calligraphy. There's one more thing just on the calligraphy, which is the 10-inch head-up display. If you can see it kind of going in and out there. That is on the calligraphy model only. So those are a couple calligraphy specific things. But you've got rain sensing windshield wipers standard. That 12.3-inch display is standard. So is that 12.3-inch display. So you've got a massive display that connects across here. You've got all nice material up above, across, very soft, nice pattern, and I love these big old giant armrests from Hyundai. We also have enough space for some extra storage, a bottle holder at a slant right there, you'll have to check it out, and just the unique trim memory settings on there. Even the trim on this AC vent, there's a lot of detail in here. You can open up the front trunk, the back end, your fuel door, your charging door, electronic parking brake, traction control, and interior brightness right there. Headlight stock is over there. All the steering wheel controls are very simple and easy to use, and same goes for this display here. So this 12.3-inch display, you can reset this at your will whenever you want to. I think it's nice. It shows very well. You've got a good amount of information. It's very simple, which I like from Hyundai. Everything has been pretty simple on here. You can kind of customize the view as well. If you hold that down to go to settings, there are more settings that you can go through in here, including unique things like sound design, which gives you extra sound in the vehicle. You can turn it off, keep it on. We'll see what it sounds like in our test drive. One more unique thing is the blind spot view monitor. We've seen this before, but this trim, the SEL and up, in fact, all of those will get this camera when you turn your signal on. So you're definitely safe and covered. You've got, obviously looking over your shoulder, your mirror, you've got a blind spot indicator in the mirror on the corner there, plus that camera, so you are absolutely covered. Now, let's talk about this shifter real quick. It is unique, it sticks out right here. I like having a shifter right here, you know, it just reminds me of older vehicles. The way it works is foot on the brake, twist it forward, twist it backward, or you just push this button for park. This is your start button. And then when you're driving, we'll talk about this a little bit more, you've got these paddles to help with regeneration, for regenerative braking. We'll go through that, and it is pretty cool. You've also got your cruise control on here, your lane keeping system, you've got highway drive assist as standard on here, the distance pacing cruise control, volume, phone, favorite button right there. Everything is nicely laid out and easy to use. Now let's go back into reverse. We've got a 360 camera. So the surround view monitor is on the SEL and up. It's nice and clear. Check this out. You can even literally like move the vehicle around. So I mean, you can get a good look at that curb. Don't mind my sideways parking job, trying to get some shade, but it's pretty awesome, and it comes on automatically. Go into park, goes back to our main menu here, and there's a lot of stuff that you can change. It's a very nice, clean layout overall with different pages on here. You can somewhat customize the way things go as well. Check that out. I think it looks nice. It's very clean, very simple, and we can go into Apple CarPlay. We've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on here, which is great. It works well, takes up the whole screen. I've had no problems, no complaints, no connectivity problems or anything like that. There's also Wi-Fi available with this screen. We also have 7 USB-C charging ports in this vehicle. We've got a few there, a couple more in each seat, or each row of seats as well. So no complaints whatsoever. This particular model, the Limited and the Calligraphy, are gonna give you the Bose premium audio system in addition to that. There's also parking sensors standard on this Ioniq 9. The air vents are very sleek running across. Got this unique trim, unique upper panel. It's a very sleek and clean looking interior overall. You still have physical buttons down here. I do like this. This star button can be whatever you want it to be. Volume knob, tuning knob, actual knobs for AC. Most of the quick AC stuff right there. Then you've got ventilated seats, heated seats. You can have your AC be driver only. That helps to save on some power and some range. Heated steering wheel button. Your fan, like all of these buttons are touch. It's a touch screen. For the most part, if you run it in auto, it's gonna be okay. You've even got 3 tiers of auto, so you can have auto low, auto high, auto medium, so it'll dictate how fast the fan goes with those settings. USB-C charging ports, fast charging right over there. We've also got a 12-volt power outlet down there, right up there, which is good. You've got a little storage bin right here. This is actually rubber lined, which is nice. I think this is great. It's a good storage section right there. There's another little storage area down below. And check this out. This center console actually moves here. This center console is not movable on every trim. This sliding center console is on the Limited and the Calligraphy. Just gives you a whole bunch more space right here. Check that out. We've got our drive mode. So you've got, we'll go through this a little bit in the test drive. We've got sport, we've got normal, you've got terrain, you've got snow, mud, and sand. So depending on what you want to roll with, you can. We even have a brake hold function, parking camera. That'll automatically bring up our 360 camera. The parking sensors, you can turn them off or on. I love being able to do that because sometimes you'll be close to something and it'll be beeping like crazy and you don't know how to turn it off. You can do it quickly right there. Downhill assist, most of you will probably never use that, but if you're actually going off-road, going down a steep hill, you can hit that button. It'll help keep you going slow. Cup holders right here. They're both quite large. This is different than what we've seen in Hyundai in the past, where they, like the Palisade has that big wide open area. We've got a wireless charger built in right there. I've had no problems charging with it. It's worked great for me. So I appreciate that. This armrest is quite large. I like it. It's padded. Can lift this up, and it's a big area. So you've got this area right here. Then we can get rid of this, and it's super deep going down below. There's also a light in there. It's very nice overall. Right over here, pull down this glove box. Couple things to note is the glove box handles right here. There's a little shelf up there. It's very hidden and concealed, so you could stash something up there. You've got this glove box right here as well. Open space down below. And as you can see, this seat, we've got the leg rest that folds out, so that passenger can be very comfortable as well. Overhead, one thing to note is that we've got this digital rear view mirror. So a manual flipping mirror is going to be standard on the lower trims, and then an auto dimming rear view mirror is going to be on the middle trims, and then this fully digital mirror is on the Calligraphy model. We've got controls on here as well to where we can open up our garage. You can use these to actually set settings on here. Overhead, we've got LED interior lighting. It's a very nice, kind of gentle glow for being LED. And then check this out. Of course, Hyundai is going to give us this massive roof. Super large glass roof, very large panel that slides back as well. So Hyundai really gives us a lot in here. There's also LED ambient lighting, multicolor ambient lighting in here, which is nice at night. That's on the SEL trim and up. And if you want features without quite the crazy price, go for the SEL trim. Now let's climb into the back seat. A couple things I want to point out. We've got captain's chairs right here. These are power operated captain's chairs with leg rests. They recline, but these are on the top couple of trims. You'll get a bench seat, which is a 7-passenger configuration on the rest. So these upper trims will give us the captain's chairs. So it depends what you want. You don't necessarily get a choice between them. You just got to pick whichever trim level is going to work you best. So limited in Calligraphy, this is what we get. A couple of cool things right here off the bat. We get these shades. These are always nice. My kids love those. Got a nice big grab handle here, extra storage and bottle holder, plus 2 bottle holders up there. I absolutely love that. Easy access to the bottles for kids. There's also a couple of mats back here. We've got the USB-C charging port built into each back of the seat. It doesn't get kicked, it doesn't get messed with, it stays out of the way, and it's convenient. And check it out, Mom and Dad, you better hide your stuff because kids got access from back here. So if you've got goodies, kids can get it from there. We've got our own climate controls back here, even heated and ventilated seats. Obviously ventilated is just gonna be on this top Calligraphy trim. But check this out. That big giant bin that you saw in the front, we get back here. So the kids have ultimate access to all the goodies, their own climate control right here. These reclining seats, which I will show you in a second. In fact, let me just show you right now. So the seat can go way back, can recline back, and it has a leg rest. I mean, that is bougie. It's heated, it's ventilated, it's got that. You've got the snack drawer right there. You can get Mom and Dad's wallet right there. We've got the big power roof overhead and our own air conditioning vents. And did I say the microfiber suede roof? This is crazy. Okay, now this is obviously not meant for me. Let me get this out of the way. This is definitely more smaller people, legs not quite as long, but hey, can still have those out. I'm 5'9", and this is how I fit behind where I have that seat when I was sitting there. Still very comfortable. Can kind of use that leg rest if you want to. It's a very, very nice place to be. If I pull this leg rest in, there's a lot of leg room right here. And with these power seats, which are totally unnecessary, but with these power seats, scoot forward, we've got this center pass-through right here, and we've got these armrests, which are actually ratcheting armrests. So this is a great back seat area. In fact, headroom is also quite good too. I'm reclined, but if I sit up, still got plenty of headroom. Great second row seat, very luxurious and bougie for sure. And you can get a bench seat if you want, or these captain's chairs on the top 2 trims. Now check this out. With the captain's chairs, we've got a couple of options. We've got a button right down there. We've also got a button right up here Let's go ahead and press that and watch this seat, this power adjustable seat, do its magic and move up out of the way. And then we've got this room to get back here. This is a 2-seater back here. Very spacious 2 seats in terms of width instead of them trying to cram 3 seats back here. I've gone from a 3-seat third row fan to a 2-seat third row fan just because of the comfort with these wider seats, and it's a split fold so the cargo space can be used while one space is still accessible. Now with this seat all the way back, I can't sit there without my knees ramming into the back of it, but someone could stick their legs in the middle. With that seat in the middle of its track, an adult like me could sit there. Otherwise, kids will be perfectly fine back here. We also have our power folding functions, USB ports on each side. You can stick the seat belt right there so it's not going to be rattling around. We also have these cup holders right here, or this cup holder right here, extra little spot to store something if you want. And the third row gets AC vents on every single trim as well. They even get LED interior lights overhead and another couple cup holders over there, plus another USB charging port. And to top it off, I can sit up tall. I've got good space, and I can use this power function to recline. This is pretty nice. Now under the hood, we don't have the typical engine, of course, with this EV, but Hyundai does give us a little frunk, a front trunk. It is a small area. This all-wheel drive model has less space, less than 2 cubic feet, but you can get up to over 3 cubic feet if you have the rear-wheel drive model. And Hyundai gives you a couple of their little bags right here with some of the charging adapters, which I'll show you. There's also a tire mobility kit in here because there's no spare tire. So that's what you get. You get a little storage area here. Underneath, let's talk about the powertrain. Now it's going to depend on which trim level you get. I'll put the specs below, but you've got all of those different trims which are going to have different numbers. Rear wheel drive on that base S model, also the lowest amount of horsepower, but the best range. Then when you get all the way up to this top end Calligraphy, the limited in Calligraphy all-wheel drive will give you 422 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. No matter what, all of these models are going to get the same 110 kilowatt hour battery. So that's the battery that you get across the board. The range will vary at the max from 335 to the base S rear wheel drive to about 311 on this particular Calligraphy model. If you don't get the Calligraphy, those other ones with the all-wheel drive can get about 320 miles of range though. Now let's quickly talk about charging. There's some important things I want to talk about, especially the ports. So it is a power charging door, totally unnecessary, but they give it to you. It's on the rear passenger side, so kind of like a gas tank. Where would you prefer your charging port to be? The front, driver's side, passenger side, front or back of the vehicle? What would you prefer? But this is a Tesla charger, the NACS. This is not the typical charger we have seen before. So keep that in mind. There are adapters. So if you have the conventional charger, like maybe you have one at home, they give you this. This is an adapter. You plug your end into here, put it in there, and boom, you're good to go. We also have the other adapters for the fast charging here. They also give you a level 1 charger with a level 2 adapter plug here too. I highly recommend getting one of these plugs in your garage. It is a game changer because it really speeds up your charging time. In fact, with level 2 charging times, you'll be under 10 hours charging at home, just about a full battery. And then as far as the supercharger, you can charge at the Tesla supercharger 10 to about 80% in 40 minutes, or you can use the CCS fast charging adapter at a 350 kilowatt charger and get that distance in 24 minutes. So first of all, invest in one of these plugs at your home or wherever you are if possible to be able to charge at night. You've got the Tesla adapter, you've got the fast charging CCS adapter, so you're good to go. All right, y'all, we are behind the wheel of this Hyundai Ioniq 9. If you want to see a similar vehicle, the cousin to this, I did drive the Kia EV9 last year sometime. So check in the description below for that or search the channel because they're very similar in almost every way, Hyundai and Kia, with the way everything is done. One thing I didn't point out in the powertrain is that this still has the 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. So you've got an EV, maybe you're a little worried about the battery or the electric motors or what be it. you still have a great warranty. So that is definitely something to keep in mind in my first impression. So if you're not familiar with driving an EV, there's a few things to know. You don't get the same sound. You kind of have this whirring, this, you know, electric sound that you can hear at times. It's mostly very quiet. But EVs can have a little bit of a teeter-tottery ride. It's almost like the weight distribution in here is different, and you can feel that differently when you're driving. This smooths it out pretty well. So it's still a nice, comfortable ride despite the weight shifting that you can get. Also, this has paddles. So you can hit the left paddle to bring on stronger regenerative braking, or the right paddle to reduce the regenerative braking. You may have heard the term one pedal driving or iDrive or things like that. Right now we are in iPedal, which is the strongest max regeneration, to where if I let off the accelerator, it's almost like you're hitting the brake pretty hard. This uses the full regenerative braking power of the vehicle, to where some people really like driving like this, to where essentially if you're not pushing on the accelerator, like even if you let off the accelerator somewhat, if you're not pushing down a good bit, you're going to be slowing down. This is a very safe way to drive, in fact, because it starts braking immediately if you take your foot off the pedal from accelerator to brake. Like right now, I'm going to let off, it's slowing me down. If I hit this right paddle, there's level 3, 2, 1, and 0. Level 0 is like ultimate coasting mode. Level 1 is the standard that it sticks with, where it feels kind of like a normal car. Level 2, you can feel more regenerative braking. Level 3, even more, and then the iPedal Max. But like level 0, it's like there's zero resistance whatsoever coasting down here. I mean, it's like going down on a bike with a breeze behind you. If I hit level 1, level 2, I'm gonna put it in level 1, which is pretty typical. You'll have to toy around with those in a test drive if you take it for a test drive. But this is all-wheel drive, so I'm gonna put the pedal down, and EVs, the power comes out right away. There it was. Got us up over 60 in a hurry, and it's very quick. If you could hear some of that type sound, that's part of the sound design that you can turn off or turn on the main screen right there. So if you don't like it, you can turn it off to where it's basically just a silent ride. If you put this in sport mode with the little drive mode down here, it's eco, normal, sport, or your own customizable drive mode. Sport, it is very, very touchy. The second you hit the accelerator, it just goes. And that sound was louder if you couldn't hear that. With the all-wheel drive, we also have the terrain modes for snow, mud, and sand. Most likely that will dictate how much traction goes to each wheel differently. Otherwise, this is a rear-wheel drive biased system. And you can see that on the screen here when you're driving, which is kind of cool. I like being able to know where the power is going. Right now, it's just going to the rear wheels. When I accelerate, it sends some more to the front wheels. But another thing to note with this vehicle is that it's very quiet. Road noise is good. The tires, I saw on the tires something specific about reducing sound for those specific tires. We have acoustic windshield, acoustic side window here, and second row acoustic side glass. That's crazy to get all of that. That's like luxury car-esque with that. And I believe that's standard on every single Ioniq 9, even the base models. So Hyundai really does give you a lot of features and a lot of value and good range on all of these trims. It's a 3-row electric vehicle with lots of goodies, lots of range and capability. And in this model, obviously more power, more torque. It's fast and fun to drive, so there is that. The steering feel is quite good. It's pretty comfortable, I would say. It's not aggressive or anything like that. It's just relaxed. It's nice and comfortable. The steering wheel itself is fairly comfy. It's heated on some trims. It's leather wrapped on every trim. The visibility is good out of here as well. The ride comfort is good for an EV. I think this longer EV platform does well over the shorter, smaller EVs that tend to have that hoppy ride. But I've been very comfortable in here. There have been quite a few looks and comments about the appearance of it. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down below. But driving this overall has been a pleasure. It's got good range for the most part. You can charge at the Tesla supercharger. You've got an adapter for that, or the regular chargers. You can do the fast charging and get up to 24 minutes or 24-minute time frame for your 10 to 80% charging, which is great. So stop, go to the bathroom, meander, and then your car is charged up to 80%. So that's excellent. And if you're gonna get an EV, I highly recommend getting a level 2 charger at home, set it up, and it's so much easier than having to worry about going somewhere. You can just charge it each night, however high you want. But let's go ahead and wrap things up on this Ioniq 9. I think it's a great 3-row EV. So to wrap things up on this Hyundai Ioniq 9, I think this is quite an impressive vehicle. All electric, Hyundai, you've got a great warranty, you've got a really nice interior overall, a very unique exterior. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that below, but it offers a lot. It's got over 300 miles of range on all of those trim levels, up to 335, rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, tons of features. So what do you think? If you're looking for an electric vehicle for your family, is this something you would pick? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching.